Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Raw. Your host, Drew, here with you, and this program is brought to you by THQ. Now, I have to admit, that was an amazing match on the part of Yoshi because, well, he defeated Paul White. But first and foremost, let's get on to this match. We have the new European champion, the host of The Price is Right, Bob Barker, and he is going to defend his newly won championship in a fatal four-way match. Well, as far as Bob is concerned, I'm happy that he's finally happy and at peace with himself because up until he won the championship, he was contemplating retirement. And it's nice to see him happy again. But he'll have to be ready for his opponents. Especially one half of the Acolytes. The man they call Bradshaw. And I have to say, Bradshaw is one tough son of a bitch. Because, well, I mean, look at him. I mean, he's 6'6", 6'7". I don't know how tall he really is, actually, but he's pretty big. And he's close to 300 pounds. I mean, he's like 275, maybe even 280. I'm not sure how much he actually weighs, but he's pretty damn big. Oh, but he's not nearly as big as this guy. Because while this guy may not be as tall as Bradshaw, the man is 420 pounds. I mean, part of it is his girth, but the other part of it is his muscles. Why? Because he is the world's strongest man, and he is the enforcer of the Nation of Domination. And as far as Joseph Kony is concerned, he personally sent Mark Henry to compete in this match in an effort to get the European Championship back in the nation. So as far as Mark Henry is concerned, he's going to be busy kicking some butt. And as far as Joseph Kony is concerned, I mean, Joseph Kony, he did lose the championship, and that was in a triple threat match. This is a fatal four-way match. And you want to add this guy to the mix? If I'm Bob Barker, I'm going to have to find a way to knock out this guy. Then again, how do you knock out a man who is 400 pounds and is capable of knocking you out with just one move?
Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?
Oh yeah, I smell what you're cooking. I'll tell you one thing, this guy is electric. I mean, the man can entertain a crowd like none other. I mean, some people don't like this guy, but this guy is amazing. I mean, the talent that this guy has is, bar none, the best I've ever seen in a long time. I mean, there's been plenty of talented guys, but none of them can come close to The Rock. And to anybody that tries to step up to him and fall down, to those who try to step up to The Rock more often than not, lays the smack down and tells them to know your role. So, I apologize for, spazzing out a little bit, but again, I am getting old, so what do you expect? But, The Rock is an amazing athlete, but, however, this match is what it's all about. I mean, you have two tough guys in Bradshaw and Mark Henry. Then you have somebody as talented as The Rock. And then you have an old veteran, a former heavyweight champion himself, in Bob Barker. And Bob has a lot of experience. He's been in this position many times before. So he knows what he has to do. And it looks like The Rock and Mark Henry are going to lock up. Meanwhile, Bradshaw and Bob Barker... And Bob Barker just got raked in the eyes. So the action is going to get fast and furious. And wow, I'm surprised The Rock was able to pick up Mark Henry and just slam him like that. I mean, just the things The Rock does is amazing. An arm wringer flip and a leg drop on the left arm of Bradshaw. A float over DDT onto Mark Henry. On a tilt-a-whirl slam onto The Rock by Mark Henry. Then a back elbow onto The Rock. A suplex onto The Rock, and then a belly-to-belly suplex onto Bob Barker. Oh yeah, and as far as the rules of the match are concerned, you can win by pinfall or submission, you cannot be counted out, falls count anywhere, and there are no disqualifications. So, oh, and the last man standing, after all others have fallen, will be declared the winner and the European champion. I almost said Intercontinental champion, but that's a big mistake on my part. I apologize. But yeah, the winner will become the European champion. So that is one thing to keep in mind as this match progresses. And a rake in the eyes again to Bob Barker. Ooh, and a low blow right to Mark Henry. And I don't care how big you are. When you get hit there, you fall down. And now it looks like the two tough guys are going to go right at each other now. A back suplex on a Mark Henry, and there's not very many guys that can do that to Mark Henry. Excuse me. Wow, and a shoulder tackle right to Mark Henry. And now Mark Henry's going to have to deal with Bradshaw. A scoop and a slam right to Bob Barker. Then an elbow drop onto Bob Barker. Just adjust the camera here. I'm not sure where The Rock is going, but Bob is going to follow him. Oh, wait a minute. The Rock has those steel steps. Oh, and he just used it on Bob Barker. Meanwhile, in the ring, we have a butterfly stretch onto Mark Henry. If Mark Henry doesn't get out of this, he could be the first one out. And Mark Henry is the first one out. So as far as the Nation of Domination is concerned, they will not be having the European Championship in their stable for quite some time now. They will not have it in their possession anytime soon. And a double chicken wing stretch onto Bob Barker as he got dropped on the apron. So now you have Bradshaw as the tough guy still remaining. And you have The Rock and the current champion, Bob Barker. Although in the case of Bob Barker and The Rock, you're probably better off trying to get rid of Bradshaw. Because the longer this match goes, I would have to think Bradshaw would systematically take apart whoever's left if Bradshaw is to make it to the final two. And a flapjack onto The Rock, then an elbow drop onto The Rock. A whip into the ropes. Nope. Oh yeah, now they're doing the smart thing. double gutbuster onto Bradshaw. And whipped over the top rope and onto the floor is Bradshaw. And now all three men are on the outside. Whipped into the barricade is Bradshaw. And now, wait a minute, what's The Rock doing? Oh, and a spear right through the barricade, this time onto Bradshaw. We saw what Yoshi did to Paul White. Now it happened to Bradshaw. And Bob is going to take the pin. 1, 2, no! I'm surprised Bradshaw kicked out of that. Although Bradshaw is hurt, I think he used every last bit of strength to kick out. 1, 2, wow, I'm surprised Bradshaw is still fighting. I mean, I have to wonder what it's going to take for, Bradshaw or for The Rock and Bob Barker to get rid of Bradshaw. But they're doing the smart thing. They're going after the big man. Whipped into the ring. Elbow right to the head of Bradshaw. And Bradshaw, realizing that the numbers are against him, oh, nice counter into an arm drag. And is that it? 1, no. I don't know how much more Bradshaw can take. I mean, he's a big, strong guy, but 2-on-1 is more than enough. 1, 2, I don't know. Wow. Bradshaw is relentless. He's pretty resilient, I'll give him that. 1, 2, no. Bradshaw stays alive. And, wait a minute, what's wrong with Bradshaw? Oh, wow, Bradshaw's actually busted open. Oh, but wait a minute. Bob Barker broke the pin? Well, he gets thrown back in the ring. And Bradshaw is hurt. And now he's going to take apart the table. And another pinfall attempt. 1, 2. And Bradshaw, I don't know where Bradshaw's getting the strength to kick out every time somebody tries to pin him after getting double teamed. Because it seems as if when Bradshaw does take out one of the guys, the other seems to come, and attack him. 1, 2. Bradshaw, I don't know how Bradshaw is still doing this. Bradshaw is being double teamed, and yet it's still not enough to keep him down. Ooh, rammed into the steel steps and ricocheted into the post. And now The Rock has turned his attention on to Bob Barker. Ooh, whipped into the steps and ricocheted into the post. Did Bob Barker. And now they've turned... Oh, wait a minute, the referee got taken down a little bit, but that was only temporary, though. And, Bob Barker, what's he gonna do? The Moneymaker! Moneymaker onto The Rock, but kick out already by The Rock. 1, no, kick out by The Rock. I mean, just as they were beating up Bradshaw, now they're going to beat each other up. Well, I mean, for Bradshaw, this is good. I mean, it gives him a chance to rest a little bit as The Rock and Bradshaw, or rather, The Rock and Bob Barker, turn on each other. And now The Rock just stomping a mud hole in him. And now what's Bradshaw going to do? A snap suplex onto Bob Barker. And I'm not sure what Bradshaw was going to do, but it was interrupted by The Rock. Whipped into the steps and ricocheted into the post. But The Rock, wait a minute! Rock bottom onto Bob Barker. 1, 2, 3, yep. I don't care who you are. Anybody who's anybody that gets rock bottomed, it's over. And it's already over for the champion. The champion is gone and Bradshaw has been busted open. A Samoan drop onto Bradshaw. And Bradshaw, though big and strong, is in a bad way. And is this it? 1, 2, no. Kick out by Bradshaw. Bradshaw had just a little bit of time to recover, but not enough from the injuries that he sustained, especially with the amount of blood he's losing. 1, no. And I'm pretty sure The Rock is thinking, what do I gotta do to keep Bradshaw down? And then a shoulder breaker onto Bradshaw. I'm not sure what The Rock was doing there, but now Bradshaw whips The Rock over the top rope and onto the floor, and now both men are on the floor once again. Oh, and a bulldog right onto the exposed concrete. That might actually do it. 1, 2, 3, yeah. A bulldog, I mean, when he hit the bulldog on Bradshaw, his head hit the exposed concrete, and it was just enough for The Rock to go for the 3 count and win the championship. So the winner and new European champion is The Rock. Folks, stay tuned for more. We have a lot more coming.